this is fine. You see the disconnect here?
The Prophet does everything for a reason.
Ah, there we go.
So why are you stuck on qira'ah when the Arabic language, when you can say things that maybe have a different pronunciation but have the same meaning? If I go to Emirates and I speak Arabic, and I go to Saudi and I speak Arabic, it's two different languages, accents. So why are you, out of curiosity, why are you as like being, oh, this is a different Quran?
Because the evidence from Fadl Solomon's textual instrument is that what you have are different texts of the Quran that have different words inside of them. So let me just be clear, right? Firstly, I really appreciate the very genuine, sincere and polite way you've engaged in discussion. You're an example to a lot of Muslims in this park. But the point is, Muslims have come to me with a claim that the Quran has never been changed. I have gone away and looked into whether that claim is true. I've actually bothered to look to see if there's any evidence to support that claim, and I've realized that it's false. Because the claim that the Quran has never been changed is a falsifiable claim. The only way that you can say that the Quran has never been changed is to somehow compare every single Quran everywhere in the world and at all times. You can't do that, obviously. So our only way to prosecute whether the claim that the Quran has never been changed is true is just to see if we can find different Qurans. If we can find different Qurans, then the claim is not true. We have found different Qurans in circulation today. Fadl Solomon lists those. We have found different Qurans in history. Dr. Daniel Brubaker lists those. And we have seen testimony to the fact that the Quran today is not what was given by Muhammad, and your own hadiths testify to that. And so, if you're going to make the assertion that the Quran has been changed, I simply invite you to follow the evidence. And if the evidence shows that the Quran has been changed, then you should stop making the claim that it hasn't.
Can I say my point?
Yeah, final point.
So my final point is, on one case, you say that, out of curiosity, do you believe the Bible's been changed?
The text of the Bible? Yeah, there's been changes to the text of the Bible.
It's text by man, right?
Yeah. It was written by man. It's a man-made book.
No, I mean, not that, I mean, you could say that the Quran was compiled by men, but do you believe that it's still the same revelation that was given to Jesus?
Look, let me be clear. Let me just address this entire point. When I invite,
I'm not making a point, I'm just curious.
I'm going to answer. When I invite you to Christianity, I'm not inviting you to a religion that looks, sounds, or feels like Islam. When I invite you to Christianity, I'm inviting you to a religion that looks, sounds, and is different to Islam. So what is normative about you and your Quran is not normative about me and my Bible.
No, I get that, but what I'm asking is out of pure curiosity.
I've answered, go on, what, I thought I'd answered your question.
I'm saying that, is it still the same revelation that Jesus got, or has the revelation been altered?
Yes, the revelation is the same.
But you concede that the Bible's been changed?
Yes, because the revelation that Jesus gave existed before the Bible. The Bible doesn't give us the revelation of Jesus. It's because of Jesus that we have the Bible. The church understood its doctrines and believed in Jesus before any Bible of the New Testament was written. And so, even though there are textual variants in the New Testament, I'm conceding that point to you, every biblical scholar agrees that they do not affect any Christian doctrine. So if you want to make a point about this, show me a doctrine that's changed by a textual variant.
What I'm asking is that you're saying that the church fathers understood the doctrines, and that's enough?
Yes.
You don't need to know what Jesus said?
No, we do know what Jesus said.
But not exactly, because what's been said has been changed. Right?
And this is the point.
Yes or no?
No, I'm not going to jump into a yes or no.
No, I'm just asking out of curiosity.
And I'm going to answer your question. So the thing is that when we talk about textual variants, are you aware that 99% of all textual variants that we're talking about are just spelling differences? Answer that question, please.
It's not about 99%.
No, I want you to answer that question.
It's about the point that Jesus had some doctrines.
Yeah.
Doctrines were meant to have been recorded.
Correct.
They were recorded,
and they are.
And then later, changed. Whether it was
no, the doctrines of the church were the doctrines of Christ were given to the church,
right.
And the church proclaimed those doctrines and has never stopped proclaiming those doctrines.
So were they documented?
Yes.
Okay. So
in the New Testament and in the writings of the church fathers.
Man's hand has played a role in modifying some part of the New Testament, whether it's minor or major.
So now let's deal with your molehill, because the thing is, I'm saying that there are textual variants in the Bible,
right.
And what you're trying to do is go, brilliant, there's millions of changes in the Bible that completely destroy Christianity. In the back of your mind, that's what's happening.
I'm not trying to dismantle. All I'm saying.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. The vast majority of textual variants in the Bible are simply differences in spelling.
That's fine.
We can identify. Let me finish.
Talking about that.
We can identify the textual variants in our Bible. We've been doing it since the time of the church fathers.
Right.
No one who engages in that conversation comes to the conclusion that Christian doctrine has been changed. Did you hear that bit? No one who does that believes that Christian doctrine has been changed, but that's what you're trying to suggest.
You are basically strawmanning the whole thing.
Go on,
All I said was,
yes,
you believe the doctrines were recorded in the New Testament.
Yes.
And you also agree that whether minor or major, we're not talking about that, man's hand had a role in changing the New Testament, right?
Right, changing the New Testament, but does that change the doctrine?
I'm not asking
Does it change the doctrine?
I'm not asking.
Well, I've already conceded that point. Does it change the doctrine?
I'm not asking if it changes. So
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
I'm pointing out that you were stuck on a verse that was abrogated,
yes,
in which Hadith scholars said the verse was abrogated.
Correct.
But you also concede that you follow a religion in which it wasn't perfectly recorded.
Right.
And but you don't call into question of, okay, let's see the recordings. Who made that change?
Right. So let me address that point, because what you have failed to appreciate is that when I say zero Christian doctrines are affected by textual variants, I literally mean zero textual variants affect any Christian doctrine. But in Islam, you have as a fundamental doctrine the idea that the Quran has not been changed. Okay. So if by evidence that the Quran has been changed, your fundamental doctrine is undermined.
Fine.
And that's the difference, bro.
I'm gonna do the research for you.
Please do.
What Imam Nawawi based his opinion on.
Great. I'd love to see it.
Based his opinion on.
Yeah.
And I will send it to you. And
fantastic.
Maybe in the near future I come back here. We'll meet up again.
I only need the hadiths. You got my email. Send me the. Send me the hadiths. That's what I want.
But one thing to mention is that the architectural evidence,
archaeological
differences that you mentioned was about corrections. Now you are not aware of whether when the correction was made.
Neither are you.
Fine, but
no one is.
No. I would have to see about those corrections because this is the first time I'm seeing them. So you would have to also concede the fact that it's neither here nor there between us.
Well, no, there is actually an archaeological reason to point the finger at a certain group for these corrections. So here's the reason. Here's the yes, of course.
But the archaeological, the reasoning that you're pointing out now. Are you able to explain it the way that? Explain Imam Nawawi's opinion.
Right. So what I look forward to is to see the Imam's evidence for his claims.
Okay.
That's what I look forward to.
Right, but that's not what I asked you.
Right. So I personally believe that these corrections to the Quran were done during the Ottoman period.
Okay.
Because it seems to me that it was only when at the height of the Ottoman Empire that all of these Qurans were under the control of a single group.
Okay.
That's when I think
you personally looked up your doubts about these corrections?
What doubts about the corrections? There's no doubt that there are corrections. There's no doubt that there are corrections.
You have questions about these corrections. Did you try and find an answer to them?
Can I be clear? There is zero doubt that your Quran has been corrected.
I'm not saying that the corrections didn't happen. What I'm saying
Great.
is you have questions about it. Who made it? When it was made? You have these questions.
Right.
Right. So if you have these questions, have you looked up as to the answer to these questions?
So the evidence that I have seen is that no one knows.
So you have looked up?
Yes. No one knows. Insofar as it can be done, no one seems to know who made these corrections.
Right.
Nobody. But the fact of the matter is, someone did feel the need to correct multiple Qurans.
I'm pretty sure.
And these were very ancient Qurans. Very
Sorry,
ancient.
1 second. In Hadith, we already know the people who recorded the Quran, a lot of them at least, if not all of them. So surely we would know who's done the correction.
Yeah, you'd think, wouldn't you?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So you're not going to find. So why is it?
Also, sorry, one more point as the final point.
So why is nobody knows?
You keep mentioning this word qira'ah. Qira'ah means recitation.
I know that.
Right. So why are you stuck on qira'ah when the Arabic language, when you can say things that maybe have a different pronunciation but have the same meaning? If I go to Emirates and I speak Arabic, and I go to Saudi and I speak Arabic, it's two different languages, accents. So why are you, out of curiosity, why are you as like being, oh, this is a different Quran?
Because the evidence from Fadl Solomon's textual instrument is that what you have are different texts of the Quran that have different words inside of them.
Can I draw you a comparison?
And the reality is that you're telling me that that doesn't exist, when I'm telling you with evidence that it does.
No, even if it does exist.
I already have produced the evidence earlier in this conversation.
One second.
No, I'm having a conversation with him.
Can I draw a comparison?
Tough, you should have come earlier. Go on, bro.
Can I draw a comparison? So I had a discussion with someone about vaccines. Right? I don't know what your opinion is about it. And they said that, oh, there's a Nobel Prize winner and he's anti-vax, right? So that's why it's not correct. You keep mentioning Fadl Suleiman, but there is other Quranic scholars, majority of which would disagree with him. So why do you stick to Fadl Suleiman?
So here's the problem, is that there may be ignorant scholars that aren't aware of the textual manuscripts. But textual comparisons between Hafs, Warsh, Duri and the multiplication of other Quranic versions have been done by both, of which I did produce Fadl Solomon's text on an Islamic website. So I mean, there you go, right? So the reality is that these manuscripts are evidenced now by Muslims themselves. Muslims themselves recognize that there are Hafs, Warsh and Duri, right? This is not a claim that is in dispute, and they do have different words that have minor impact on the localized meaning.
So you're saying they changed the meaning?
In the local context, yes.
Because that's not what you showed me on the website.
No, I did show you on the website. Shall I show you again?
One said,
I'll show you again.
One said it's commanded to make a change, right? And the other one said...
I'll show you again. No point debating it, I'll just show you.
I couldn't find it on Quran.com.
Yeah, I can't help you. I've given you the reference.
Okay, show me where you tap on Quran.com so I can see what you're doing. Because this is the verse. Right. Right, where do you tap? Where do you go?
Right. Okay, look. So it's Quran.com.
Right.
No. Look.
No, I got it, but how did you get to that point?
Quran.com. You're just going to have to put it in Quran.com/2106.
My friend, I'm there.
Right.
I'm just saying, where did you see the commentary with Fadl Suleiman?
Okay, bear with us. Right. Put there. Have I lost it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to go into the settings and you need to go to the options about which Quranic translations you use.
Okay.
So I think translations was up there, sorry.
This is translation, yeah.
Yeah, so click on that one and then you click Fadl Solomon.
Okay.
Now go back.
Okay, but
I believe you just go back now. I think you just go back. You've clicked on it, Fadl Solomon, so go back.
Okay.
Does it come up?
Yeah.
There you go. So now you have it as well.
So never do we abrogate. And
Now look, listen. Right, this is one version of the Quran. Never do we abrogate any sign. Right?
Right.
Another version of the Quran says, never do we command the abrogation. So one is saying we don't abrogate, and one is saying we don't command. Now that is a slight difference. There's a nuanced difference there between these two things. Now, also, later on in that same passage, it says, never do we command any sign nor cause it to be forgotten. That's one version of the Quran.
Right.
But in another version of the Quran, it says, never do we abrogate any sign, nor cause it to be forgotten, nor postpone it unless we. So that means that there are additional words, there's additional information. There's additional information.
If you see here, footnote, Qur'an, Ibn Kathir and Abu Amr read it as.
Correct.
Okay.
So what that means is.
Does that mean that the Quran was changed?
All right, bro.
Does that mean the Quran was changed? Does it mean that Ibn Kathir and Abu Amr read it as?
Yes, it means that there are different Qurans in use.
No, that's okay. So what you're saying,
is that a correct way? Is that a correct way to read this Quran?
I don't know. I have to know about why they read it like.
If I published, wait 1 second. If I published the Quran with this reading, and you published a Quran with that reading, would we have two texts of the Quran with different readings?
Again, this is why Arabic is important.
Yeah.
It says here, never do we abrogate.
Yeah.
And this one says command the abrogation.
Correct.
Okay.
That's different, isn't it?
In Arabic words,
is that different?
It's different in English, yes. Not in Arabic.
Not in Arabic.
It's not in Arabic.
In Arabic words, you can use a word that is definite, meaning that this is a command. I'm telling you to do something.
Yes.
It doesn't mean I actually say the word command.
Right.
I can say iqra. It means read. Or you can say he told him to read. Or you can say he's commanded to read.
Right.
Right.
So hold on 1 second. Right. The reality is that there are different texts of the Quran.
That's not the reality.
No, it is the reality.
What I've just explained.
It is the reality.
All I've explained.
No. No. 1 second. The thing is, if we publish one version of the Quran with because you're trying to say it's all about how you translate it.
I'm saying that if you're going to make a critique of the Quran.
Yes, which I have.
Yeah, so you have to be somewhat versed in at least the language that
I think Fadl, Solomon, and Ibn Kathir are.
Right, so it
and
says
Fadl, and the thing is, the Hafs version, I'm assuming that this is Hafs. I don't know if it is,
because
to be clear.
See here, I'll tell you where my doubt lies.
Right.
No, sorry.
Which Quran was he reading?
I'll tell you where my doubt lies. Because it has these dots, I don't know where it's adding it. Is it saying,
well, it seems to me, look, so
or postpone it?
I agree, right. The dots are a little ambiguous, but it seems to me, right. Listen,
right.
Seems to me that these words are appearing here. Because look, it's highlighted all of this bit here, cause it to be forgotten, with the word postpone it. And it's following the word nor in both cases. Right. So it seems to me that Fadl Solomon is telling us that the words postpone it and the words cause it to be forgotten. Let me finish. Okay. And the words cause it to be forgotten are the replacement words. Now, are you trying to tell me that the Arabic for cause it to be forgotten also means postpone it?
No, what I'm trying to tell you. No, wait. The evidence that you're trying to ask of me, for example, in terms of Imam Nawawi, you have to see as how did Ibn Kathir and Abu Amr read it as? Because if they've forgotten it or they've delayed it, right? So it could be seen as two different things.
So what you're saying is
the Arabic words would not have been changed, because if you've caused the people to forget it and remember it later, you've postponed it, right?
Right. No. You see, you're trying to do sophism there. You earlier tried to claim that the Arabic is the same, but it could just be read in one or two ways. Are you trying to tell me that in Arabic the words that we would translate as cause it to be forgotten are identical Arabic words to the words that we would translate as postpone it? Is that what you're saying?
I'll tell you what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
I'm asking you.
No. What I'm saying
is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that you pointed out this verse with two flaws.
You're not answering my question.
You pointed out this verse with two flaws. One about abrogate.
I didn't point it out. Fadl Solomon pointed it out.
You said one is about abrogate and one is about cause it to be forgotten. forgotten, right? I've already demonstrated to you how.
No, I didn't. You got this wrong.
You read
no,
it to me.
we're looking at this passage here.
Listen, you read it to me. You pointed out this one.
No, you've got it mixed up, bro. I'm on footnote 3, not footnote 1.
You were originally on footnote 1.
Yes, and the example I'm giving is of footnote 3.
Okay, can I make my point? My point is.
All right, I'll let you waffle and then I'll.
Initially, you said it says abrogate, and then it says command you to abrogate, and then you implied that it had been changed. This is why knowing Arabic is important, because I just demonstrated to you. You can do this.